Hey y'all, I'm going to do a little video. I'm in the town which is the county seat of my new county, and everybody keeps, or before I moved up here, kept telling me how flat Kansas was. I don't know if you can see that hill in front of me, but it's like that all over the place. The town that I live in is flat, but it's sloping downhill. My house is kind of high up and it slopes downhill. Look at that house right in front of me. Can you see the foundation on the left and on the right? It's a pretty steep slope there. Now y'all hang on while I turn left here. And I'm fixing to go way downhill when I turn left. See all these houses and road is going downhill. And at the other end of town there is some pretty good hills. And between here and the town that I live in is some pretty good hills and some valleys. It is cold here. It is really actually autumn here, unlike the Texas Gulf Coast where I moved from, which is still green and looking like spring and summertime. So a lot of the grass here is going to be brown and yellowish color because it's cold here. It was 31 degrees here this morning. I went to a True Value hardware store and bought me 2 heaters a while ago. The house I bought has a new central furnace. It's the main part of it's located downstairs, down in the basement, and it blows hot air up through vents in the floor. Oh, and look under the canopy of this building here. See that old Corvair station wagon? I hadn't seen one of those in a long time. And when I go forward, look at the other cars parked next to it. Some really old cars and trucks. I had to keep my eye on the road. I don't know if y'all could see them or not, but they had 4 or 5 really old cars and trucks. Phillips 66 gas station on the right. They're everywhere here. That oil refinery I worked for down near the Texas Gulf Coast was a Phillips 66 refinery, and it's the only Phillips 66 refinery I've ever seen. Look at that pile of gravel or sand. That's pretty. Streaked with several different colors. I don't know what that's for. Oh, that's grain. That's a different kind of grain. That's awesome. I've been noticing the farms out in the country, there are thousands of acres of milo that has not been harvested. It's ripe. And at coffee yesterday or maybe this morning, I asked one of the farmers that comes in there why the milo hasn't been harvested. And he said it's too wet. The moisture content is too high. That kind of surprised me because it's not humid here and it hardly ever rains here. On the drive back to my town, you'll see a lot of the big irrigation sprinklers that farmers use to water their crops. Down on the Texas Gulf Coast, I could have understood that because it's humid, very high humidity there nearly all year round. So I could have understood it being too moist down there, but not here. I don't understand that, but I'm sure the guy knows what he's talking about. But you'll see a lot of ripe milo sitting in the fields waiting to be harvested. And there's one of those irrigation sprinklers. And Jen, don't worry, I'm paying attention to driving. I'm a good safe driver. And look at this river if you can. I've crossed probably 10 rivers since I got into, look at that, since I got into Kansas, and every one of them I've seen I could jump across. The rivers aren't like that in Texas. But can you see the hills and the valleys? Not really mountains, I guess, but everybody's telling me this place was flat as Texas. It's not flat at all. Look up ahead. They had to cut through some rock to build this highway. It's beautiful, even with the brown grass. It's beautiful. A lot of evergreen trees here. A lot of oil wells. There's a pump jack on the right side of the highway there, and between here and the hometown, my new hometown, there's a lot of wells and a lot of cattle. This county is mostly cattle ranching, farming, agriculture, and oil. The town that I live in has a lot of businesses that's related to oil field work. There's 2 or 3 companies in my hometown that rebuilds pump jacks or builds new pump jacks. I think they must do pretty good here. Something I didn't think about when I was researching Kansas and thinking about moving here. I did a lot of research, a lot of different things I researched about the state. But I didn't think to research this one. This state has state income tax. The only place I've ever lived before that had state income tax was California, and it was high there. I don't know what it's like here. Somebody told me about that after I got here. I went online and it said it's 7% or something, but 7% of what? I don't know. When I was in California, I paid somebody to do my income taxes for me, my federal and my state. That's the only time I didn't do it myself, but I didn't want to mess up, so I hired it done, and I'll probably hire it done this time too. And with me selling that house, I'm going to have to pay capital gains tax on that, I'm sure. And I don't remember how to do that. There's another lake down to my right here that I haven't seen. I'm going to come check it out soon, but not today. Over here is all of that is Milo that is ripe. It's ready to harvest, but I guess the moisture content is too high in it too. That's a lot of Milo out there. I'll keep y'all looking straight ahead here, unless I see something else to point the camera at. I went to the True Value hardware store in town this morning and bought 2 heaters. I think I started to tell you this story and then I got sidetracked chasing a rabbit somewhere. My house has a new furnace. It's down in the basement, and it works good. The home inspector turned it on while he was doing his inspection, and it heated that house up pretty quick. And there's some more Milo over there, and it did a good job of heating it. Every room was warm, but it wasn't a real cold day that day either. When it gets down to the minus 10, minus 15, minus 20 degrees, I don't know how warm that house is going to be. And I don't like cold weather, so I got a couple extra heaters. One of them is electric, and it's some kind of special heater that's supposed to work a whole lot better than the ones you get at Walmart, and it costs a whole lot more than the ones you get at Walmart. There's some oil well pump jacks over there, and there's a bunch over to the right over there. You can see them better when we get close. And there's some to the left. They're everywhere down here. But anyway, and I bought another one that runs on propane, and it does not have a fan. The furnace in the basement is gas, but it has a electric fan that blows the heat up into the house, and if I lose my electricity, I don't have any heat. So I bought another heater that actually, this one runs I'll mount on the wall. The master bedroom that I'll be sleeping in has a door that goes into the living room, and so I'll mount that heater on that wall right by the door that goes to the bedroom and run a gas line to it, and it'll keep the living room and bedroom warm if I lose electricity. And in the kitchen I'll use the stove to keep warm. I'll cook soup or something if it gets cold. Oh, I just thought of something though. My stove is electric, so I might need to get a gas stove. Or get a camping stove or something that's gas. I don't know. I'll think about it all before I get that kind of weather. But I've heard several people say it's supposed to be a really cold winter here this year. To me, anything below 81 degrees is cold. I'm dressed up like an Eskimo today at 31 degrees. It's not 31 now. Actually, I'm kind of hot now because I dressed this way early this morning when it was 31 degrees. I hadn't taken any clothes off, so I'm hot now. Mosey over and look at the county seat and see what it looked like. Look at that green field over there. I don't know what that crop is. I see that a lot around here, but I don't know. I don't have any idea what that is. A lot of the crops they grow up here is the same ones I grew when I used to farm, but they grow some others and I don't know what they are. Some oil storage tanks and a pump jack over there. I got my oil check this morning, and that thing is low compared to the price that oil is selling for. I thought I'd have a big check, but it wasn't big at all. What's up with that? I went online to see how many barrels they bought and what the price per barrel was that they paid me, but that website's not working right now, so I don't know what's going on. I'll check it whenever it's back up again. Somewhere up here, oh, that right there, a big tractor disking his field. I don't know if you had corn or milo or what growing, but he's disking it. It was coming from the other way, coming in. It looked like smoke clouds up in the sky, and when I got close, it was dust from him plowing. That's a big disc he has on the back of that tractor. I love farming and ranching. I'm too old to do it now, though, and too poor to do it now. It takes a lot of money to get started. Rolling hills over there. Let y'all look out the side window a little while. It is beautiful country here. Even with all the grass being brown right now, it's beautiful. Oh, we're almost to my town already. See that little skinny water tower over there? That's right next door to my house. I posted on my Facebook that my next door neighbor is a water tower. And it doesn't make any noise at night. There's more of that green crop. I have no idea what they're growing this time of year that's so green like that. Right over here is the hospital in my town. It looks brand new. I don't know how long it's been there. On this end is the emergency room, and right out front between the highway I'm on here and the building itself is a heliport where the helicopter ambulance lands. Looks like a pretty nice hospital. I need to find me a doctor. All my prescriptions are running out and I need to get them refilled, and my doctor back in Texas won't do it now. Alright, y'all. I'm just about home, so I'll let y'all go.